Yeah, hello and welcome to another update video about AVAX. On the AVAX chart, we can now see a potentially very full pattern to the upside. So far, we've still watched for higher prices, and this also happened, as you will remember, the last video I talked about that this looks a bit like a bullish pennant. Still another high would be preferred in this smaller degree, wave 5. That might still be unfolding, but honestly, this pattern is now pretty full. Obviously, I have a level for you to watch, against which we can still extend higher. But just be aware that the initially communicated target range for this A wave to the upside, which is a 5-wave move, was between $30 and $40. We're now very deep in that target range, which means that, yeah, surely it can still extend higher. But, trading, it's all about reward and risk. And we're now very deep in the target range. And I think, it just increases the risk of a significant pullback. Yeah, especially now that the target is basically full and also the target has been reached and the wave count is really full also on the smaller time frame. Yeah, I mean, nobody can say when a pullback will really occur. I can only give you levels where the risk of such a pullback increases, and then you can choose if you want to realize some profits. I mean, the last entry point we had here for AVAX was really good. That was here just a few weeks ago. And even if you just entered at the top of that box, I mean, the price rallied like 88%. So it can be reasonable to take some profits and then maybe have a tight stop that protects your remaining position. That's just sort of an idea, just a general idea. How you manage that for your portfolio and what's right for you and your own portfolio, only you can decide, of course, because there's just too many other factors which are relevant. But just note that this pattern is technically full. And the $40 level is the next key resistance. So as I said in the last video, I'm going to watch how AVAX will react to that level. There's no guarantee to get there. I mean, this pattern is technically full, okay? So that means what we can do now is just to watch micro support levels. And I highlighted to you, I think also in the last video, it was on the Signals channel on for gold members, that I need to see an initial break below $31.30, yeah, to indicate that this pattern is complete and that we are starting a larger downturn. That is the first indication. It's not confirmation and absolutely not certainty. This is going to be the first signal, okay, that a larger pullback could be unfolding. It's basically taking out the last swing low. And in Elliott wave, that's important because this is the beginning of the last wave up. And if that breaks, I mean, then we can assume that possibly the last wave up is finished. I mean, it might still get another high, but again, let's see if that level breaks. Below $31.30, micro support is at $27.25. So that's going to be the support after that. But below that level, I think then we have at least the first confirmation that a deeper pullback is unfolding in wave B. I can't give you a support area for that yet. That is, fixed, but expected to move into the region between $21.45 and possibly $11.85. Tells you a lot about the risk, but again, it can still extend higher until we see a break of those micro support levels. And $40 is next resistance. Again, doesn't mean we have to get there, but it's sort of the next key level where we can watch for an important reaction that could bring the price down in this B wave. What else to add? Not much more, I think. Not much more. I mean, what happens if it extends beyond 40? Well, I would say let's first see if it breaks above 40. But yeah, okay. The next fib level here on the scale would be $55. Not primarily what I'm watching for, that it gets there straight away. I would prefer a clearer A, B, C structure, and then we'll see if it can even break above resistance, but that's far in the future. For now, let's see if we can get a pullback at some point. All I highlight here are the relevant levels, obviously key support levels, next resistance, and that the risk for a pullback has increased. It's all about reward and risk, right? Continually assess if you still have a favorable reward to risk ratio. And to be honest, at least with Elliott wave, the next targets, I mean, we're now in the target range. Yeah. So, and the, if a pullback occurs, I gave you a support area for that. It's still moving support, but tells you a lot about the reward to risk ratio. Now, again, extensions are possible still, as they always are in an impulse, but, it's, if we look at the indicators, look at the daily chart, we're pretty much overheated here, very, very high. Similar situation to what we had here, which also did lead to a deep pullback. I'm not saying we're going to crash, but also this was a very deep pullback after the price was in its overbought region. Then we saw a bearish divergence. It kept climbing, so that can still happen. But at least some kind of a pullback is just due at some point, okay? Now, we all know how AVAX rallied in the past, quite substantially, also without deeper pullbacks, okay? But you cannot necessarily predict that. That's why I'm adding and why I'm giving you the relevant micro support levels, okay? So yeah, that's my update about AVAX. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.